Okay, welcome everyone. This is the March 26th, Sunday, 1 p.m. Central Time here in the United States, Firefan Google Hangout for uGameHub.com. I'd like to welcome all you viewers for checking in with us today. We took last week off. Bear with me just a minute here. I've got a little house cleaning to do. See the echoes here. Okay, there we go. So, all right, thank you viewers again for checking in with us today. Flying solo again so far. Maybe Richard and John will pop in here in just a minute. We've been all real busy with regular work and stuff. And gosh, I can't believe this year's already gone by, and a lot of stuff has happened. Mostly good. I had some good friends that have passed away over the last few months that were way too young to die, but it was an illness and stuff. So it's been kind of a struggle a little bit, so far this year. But life goes on. We got to just keep going. And here at uGameHub.com, our job here is to show you how to maximize your points and tickets earning capability with the Firefan app. And we certainly like to, again, welcome all the viewers for checking in, whether you're watching this live or on replay. Thank you for checking in with us today. Even possibly if you're listening on one of the radio stations we broadcast on the internet, thanks for taking the time to check in with us today, and we'll give you some good content here in a little bit. We've got the Final Four going on right now. We've got the NBA Finals that are going to be right around the corner. We'll talk about that. No NBA or no NCAA basketball other than the Final Four that's on right now, and they're about to put soccer up on the app as well. There's been quite a few changes and updates, upkeeping to the app, which the company has come out with, and I think that this has been a window of opportunity for the company to kind of catch up in some areas of marketing and expertise, and they're already looking at NFL season, which is the big deal, but baseball season's right around the corner. It's actually started in some places, at least spring has, and that's going to be big as well. But in reality, I haven't done it yet. I'm a little bit behind schedule. That's how busy I've been. But usually, I guess it's around April, mid-April, there's the NFL draft. Then right after that, I start counting the days until the first NFL games or college football. I'm more of a college football fan than anything, but it's always Labor Day weekend. I can tell you that. It's September 3rd, September 4th. You'll have games before that. In the NFL, in the month of August, it's all the pre-scheduled stuff. But college football and NFL football officially starts, I guess you want to call it that, on Labor Day weekend. And that's when all the kids are back in school too. So, between now and then, and trust me, that's going to be right around the corner. We're going to snap our fingers and we're going to be right there. So what's that? April, May, June, July, August, 5 months, from now, the NFL season starts and we're back at it again. So there's a lot of work to get done with the app between now and then that I know they're planning on implementing. Primarily, they want to get soccer and a few other things in there, as well as baseball, and they've already got, obviously, NBA basketball. That's going to be coming around the corner as far as playoffs, and that's going to be a lot of fun because each game, each sequence, or each 5 games or 7 games, and so it's going to be a little bit different how they do it, but it's going to be exciting and score rack up a bunch of points. I'm playing with the Rival guys today. And Rival group today, which is a good group to get on with, and it's John's group and his people over there. So I'll be playing with them here in just a little bit once this hangout's over, and the Kentucky, North Carolina, and Florida, South Carolina games kick off. So as far as content for today, we wanted to talk about the Final Four. And there's 2 games today. Gonzaga beat, who did they beat yesterday? Gonzaga beat Xavier. That was a little bit of a surprise to me. I didn't think they were going to handle them as easily as they did, but they did, and it was over 20 points, and that was significant for Gonzaga. I'm happy for Gonzaga. I thought Xavier would perform a little bit better, but Gonzaga was hitting those threes. and it's very hard to defend that, especially when they're falling down for you everywhere. Then the later game was Kansas and was it Oregon? Kansas, Oregon, and I was surprised in the outcome of that. Kansas didn't pull through. I thought they were going to. So I was 0 for 2 yesterday, and surprise, surprise. So normally I would take today off, but I'm not. I'm going right back at it. So we'll see what happens here the rest of the day. Kentucky, North Carolina. Either one of those two teams, I like them both. I know a couple kids on the North Carolina team. One of my best friends of all time is a Kentucky booster, big time Kentucky booster, and so I like to see them come through. I'm always a Kentucky fan because they're always kids. They're always the youngest ones out there, and getting a tremendous amount of experience to where they are now. And then the SEC matchup, Florida, Georgia, or Florida, South Carolina. South Carolina had a good team. Then they got beat up by like some scrub teams. And Florida's been hanging around out there. So we'll see what happens in that game. It's going to be interesting, on how that game pans out. I'm going to want to make sure I catch that after this hangout. But so we have Gonzaga as one team, and Oregon as another. Florida, South Carolina, and Duke, Kentucky, which will be the marquee team come in. That team will probably be the favorite to take it all. It would be my guess, just on how the odds makers are. Gonzaga looked good yesterday, though. Looked really, really good. So I just don't think – I think they're a little bit too slow. They get a really, really fast team. They can hit some three-pointers, and get them down. It'll be tough for Gonzaga. Gonzaga's good once they have a lead, but if they don't have a lead, it's difficult for them to make up some points. So we'll see how they go. The interesting thing is I called Oregon at the very beginning of the tournament, and I didn't think they would get this far, but I'm glad they have. So we'll see how things move out the rest of stay with me. Yeah, we'll see how things move out the rest of the tournament. Should be a lot of fun next week, and a lot of build up to it. It's super hype. One of the biggest hype events next to the Super Bowl. So should be a lot of fun and exciting next week to see who takes on the trophy there. As far as the app, Firefan app, I'm going to keep this hangout as short and sweet as usual today, but we teach and we push, that you must do your pregame picks prior to every single game, and we highly stress that. And if you're in a hurry like I was this morning when I did all of my pregame picks, you just hit the top left corner button on them all, and go through all. There's 10 or 15 questions, and so per game, and you're done with it. And I was done with all NBA games today and college games today. I think it took me about 3-4 minutes. That's it. So anyway, that's how you'll rack up the very most points and take advantage of maximizing your points in tickets, earning tickets with the Firefan app. So we have the update also on the website, which will go up this coming weekend, or actually this coming week, really, with a bunch of travel that we're all doing. For our schedules and topics for the month of April, which will be kind of interesting. I think one's geared toward taxes and everything else, it's not taxes. It's some silly, commenters on it. But hey, John, how you doing?
Hey, how you?
Just getting through with stuff here and going over a bunch of the Final Four, listings and the 2 games that were today and 2 games that were yesterday, and we're just going to keep it really short today and so forth. How have you been?
Been good. Yeah, game time's in about 10 minutes.
Yeah, I know, that's why I wanted to keep it short. I'm playing with you guys today. I've got both games into the rival games, so I just announced people to join as well. It's a good group to go into. Check out rivals in the groups and get into their games. A good group. I think you got 14, 15 really good players in each one of the game so far, at least about an hour and a half ago when I signed up. So I'm sure there's more by now. So
yeah, it's still building.
Anything in particular you want to chat hear about these games? Are you surprised about Gonzaga yesterday or Oregon?
You know, Gonzaga didn't surprise me. Florida did. You know, I of course I'm an SEC guy, so I'm pretty anxious for today. I kind of hate it that Florida and South Carolina are having to play each other for the in this game. I wish it would have matched up where they could have all made it to the Final Four possibly. But and I'm pretty anxious about the Kentucky North Carolina game. I mean, I certainly want Kentucky to win personally, but I think they've got a lot to overcome today with the bigs of North Carolina.
Yeah, should be a pretty good game. I've always been I was just talking a few minutes ago about that particular game, and I've got some that Jackson kid from North Carolina. He's from Humble, Texas, which is just north of Houston. And my daughter played matched up with his daughter or his cousin, girl, and they're 16, 17 years old, just this last year, and out is they look like they could be twins. The girl cousin, yeah, I mean the same mannerism, kind of hunched over just a little bit, kind of lanky a little bit. Right. And but just the same kind of game and everything else. And she's a real good athlete too. And so I'm a little inclined to, I like North Carolina, but one of my best friends of all time is a real big Kentucky booster, and bleeds blue. And and so I'd like to see Kentucky do well. I've always been a Kentucky kind of basketball fan, only because these kids are so young. I mean, it's one and done in Kentucky, and these kids are, they get so much experience at such a young age that
Calipari seems to have the knack of taking a bunch of young kids and throughout the season being able to get them ready for this time of year because they're all one and done. I mean, of course, this year he has, I think he has a couple of kids that have been there for the duration, which is a little unusual. But I mean, Calipari is just a great coach. Some people love him, some people hate him. I just think you got to respect him for what he does. And just an FYI for anybody out there that wants to come play the games that you were talking about a minute ago, I just put them both over in chat. All they got to do is click on the link, and that'll take them to the game. And if you're going to play the first game of the day, the Florida South Carolina, you need to go ahead and do it like right now to get your pre-game picks in, if at all possible.
Right. Good call. Well, we're going to wind it down now. Anyway, I've got some things now. I want to get to the game too as myself. So, any kind of closing comments, John, at all?
No, just this is my favorite time of year to watch basketball for sure. The SEC has, I think, put to bed the fact that they're not the conference that we say we are. I mean, the ACC has put one team in. We have put three. So there you go.
Right, exactly. And it's
a little self-promotion there.
Has a lot to say about the strength of the program and the competitiveness that go up against on a week to week basis. So we'll see how the games play out today. Thanks for popping in, John. We'll look forward to seeing you next week. And thank you viewers for checking in. And again, we do these hangouts once a week, Saturday mornings or Saturday afternoons at 1 p.m. Central Time here in the United States. We'll be back next week at 1 p.m. Central Time here in the United States Sunday for an update on and it should be in the heat of the battle of the Final Four. So we'll have our final two teams and ready to talk about it come Monday. All right. Plus 1 day from today. So from Richard and John, thank you everyone, and we'll see everyone next week. Take care.
See you next time.